Today I'm creating photographic street scenes for the backdrop at Evanston on my N-scale model railroad. Let's go trackside and I will show you how I'm doing it. I'm Roy Smith. I'm glad you could join me today. You're watching Evanston Renovation, episode number 19. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how I'm creating photographic street scenes at Evanston, just as soon as this local freight clears the main line. As you know, I'm renovating Evanston from the ground up. I will put a link down below that will take you to all of the previous episodes in this renovation series. Now, way back in October 2016, I created street scenes using photographs for the backdrop at Green River on my layout. I showed you the results in a video called Structures and Streets, but I didn't show you exactly how I went about creating those street scenes. As I said, I did that back in October 2016. It's a wonder that I can remember doing it because I can't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Well, lo and behold, a few months later, one of you asked me how I created the photographic street scenes at Green River. And at that time, I promised to show you how. Now, almost 4 years later, I'm finally going to show you how. First, though, let me remind you that we share the hobby of model railroading on this channel. So if you're a model railroader or a would-be model railroader, be sure to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Well, to get started, let's go on over to Evanston. As you can see, I have already built the structures and a turntable for the railroad complex here. But my work is far from done. The next thing I need to do is put some photos of structures on the backdrop where I am indicating. And as I said, that's what I'm going to do today. By the way, the hills that you see in this scene are made from photographs taken just north of Evanston along Highway 89. Okay, the first thing we have to do is capture some photos that we can use for the scene. And to do that, we are going to use Google Maps. I'm going to see what I can capture along Main Street in Evanston. I take the little yellow man from the lower right-hand corner of the screen and place him on Main Street. I walk him up and down Main Street, taking screenshots of structures as I go. Now I've got 6 photos taken along Main Street here in iPhoto on my MacBook Pro. At this point, I lighten up the colors of the photos if needed. But I don't have Photoshop because I can't handle the learning curve that goes with it, so I will just have to do the best I can with iPhoto. I scale the photos down on my computer as I prepare to print them out. Then, I print them out on regular printer paper at this point. I'm sure that I will have to rescale and print them out several times to make sure that they are sized to look like N-scale structures. Okay, I've got my photos now. I'm satisfied that they look like N-scale structures. And I've written the scale percentage that I used to print them out on the back of each one. I will need this percentage when I print out the photos the next time on photographic paper. I have put these photos where I think they should go, but I keep moving them around until I'm satisfied with them. I'm still not sure, so I will have to keep making adjustments in the placement of the photos. Now I'm preparing to print them out again. This time I'm using high quality photographic paper. Next I have to cut out the photos. I could be real fancy and use an X-Acto knife like real model railroaders do, but I'm just a regular guy model railroader, so I'm using scissors. Before installing the photos permanently in the scene, I am using a Sharpie to blacken the edges so that you can't see any unrealistic white edges on the structures. And here are the photos in place. There are some automobiles in the photos, and this adds to the illusion that there is a street behind the railroad complex. What I've done here isn't exactly prototypical. That is, structures from downtown Evanston shouldn't be located behind the railroad complex, as I have done. But I like the way it looks, and I guess that's what really matters. One more step is now complete in the renovation of the Evanston scene. But I still have more work to do. I've got to do some landscaping or scenery work around the railroad structures. I've got to install the power poles that my friend Chris Perry in New Zealand sent to me. And I've got to install lampposts and street lights in the scene. Stay with me as I continue to do these things because we share the hobby of model railroading on this channel. Now you can go to previous episodes in the Evanston Renovation series just by clicking over here. Well, I'm Roy Smith. Until next time, happy railroading.